Hello there guys, welcome to this week's Rivals. Right, I've already had a bit of a crack at this, but I was doing so bad, I've decided to start again. I've tried 3 different cars, an old Maserati, the MGB, a BMW, I think that's it, and I'm just rubbish. So I've switched over to this, the old Porsche Spider, because a couple of people are using this, but everybody else in the entire world is using the Peel Trident, which I don't have, so I can't use that. I've already put a tune on it. It doesn't seem too bad. I've laid down one time in this car already, but I definitely think I can do a little bit better. So Rivals, it's street scene, so obviously it's mainland. It is Reservoir Rush, which is quite far along, so we'll whiz through. Reservoir Run, sorry, this one. And D. And we'll have a little look at the board. Sloping Wolf is my rival. I'm about 13 seconds down at the moment. We've got 3 people in the top 5. So RMA4, Daz and James. 3, 4 and 5, which is pretty bloody impressive. Ignore the shouting that's going on outside. Don't know if the microphone's picking it up. Probably is. I can't really tell what he's saying. Oh, I'm 94th. Oh, he's saying, I've got no food, I've got no money, please give me some help. I think that's what he's saying. We get a lot of people around here now, just in the street, shouting up at the apartments. And then people from the apartments sort of like throw bundles of money down onto the floor in the road, or bits of food or something for them. But we've got quite a desperate situation going on here at the minute. It is really horrible when you've got people that are struggling, and you can hear them shouting outside, especially if they've got families and that. Right. I want to go on Friends and Club. That's probably going to go on for a while, so I'm not going to pause the video and wait for him to go away. I'm just going to continue because that's going to be going on for quite some time. So yeah, let's see if we can shave a little bit more of this time off. Oh, he's getting quieter, so he's walking to the next block of buildings. But yeah, it's horrible. I have given them quite a bit of money while they've been outside. Not this dude tonight, but normally when we hear them, or we've taken some food down and stuff. Right, job done. We're in. Let's go. Distractions aside, I love the steering wheel on this car. It is a really beautiful car, isn't it? Although I am probably too tall for that windscreen. That's going to do no good at all. I just have a face full of flies. Right, let's go. I should plug my other channel, so if you don't know about it already, I will be amazed, because nobody watches these videos apart from our core little group, and you lot all know about it. But if anyone has stumbled into this video and you didn't know that I give shit away, I give shit away, and I have a channel that's all about giving shit away. So if you want some shit, well, I don't actually send you a shit in a box. That's not the way it works. It's good shit. By good shit, I don't mean it's drugs. It's really good shit. Gadgets and games. The best kind of shit that you can win. Right, so yeah, I'm giving away an Xbox Series X, and I'm also giving away some games. Project Cars 3 is currently on my list of giveaways. Tony Hawk's 1 and 2. Really, right, who noticed that I listed a giveaway event for a game that's going to be free on Game Pass? Because yeah, I put Halo on there. I was like, oh, Halo, I'll give that away. And then after I put it up there, like, I was talking to some people in the comments, and some dude said, mate, this game's free. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, it is, isn't it? This is going to be on Game Pass. I don't need to give this away. Xbox are already doing that. But I thought what I could do instead is give away like the deluxe version, because they only ever give you the standard version, don't they? So I might change that and give away like the super duper deluxe version instead. But it's been delayed for ages, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm still going to honour the giveaway, obviously, but it's been delayed for such a long time that it seems a bit pointless having a competition for it. It's just too early. So anyway, yeah, I've got my pre-order in for Project Cars 3. So in a couple of days, I will be able to play early access, get 3 days early access. I was a little bit annoyed that I had to buy the deluxe version to get that. I thought that the early access was on both versions. I was going to buy the standard one, because I figured if I don't love the game, I don't care about the season pass. And if I do love the game, the season pass is probably going to be on sale anyway. So I was just going to buy the standard one, but the standard one doesn't come with the bloody the preview. And I think when you've got a YouTube channel like this one about games, and like my other one about giving shit away, you really need those previews. You really do. It's worth paying the extra for them. You get so many more views if you can get in quick on your review video of a game that people are excited about and waiting for. And it's like, you know, if you're a really bloody established, super duper famous YouTuber, then they'll probably send you the game ages in advance so that you can do some footage for people. But that ain't me. If you ramble a lot, they're not interested in sending you free games. I just have to buy them, and I try and get them a little bit early to see if I can squeeze out some extra views by being able to show the game before most people have bothered to buy it. That's the plan, anyway. But I think it will really, really help to boost the competition for it. Right. I don't know how many of you already know. I know some of you do, because we've been talking about it in the comments and stuff like that. So most people watching this video are going to know this already. But if you didn't know, I have updated the competition to win the Xbox, and I've added some questions with you lot in mind, because there are questions that you lot will know the answer to. Well, two of them are anyway, and one of them you might know the answer to, but if you don't, it is a story I've told a couple of times about the first time I gave something away and what that was. And if you don't know the answer to that one, there is a video you can go to and find it out, but I think you all know it. I've looked at a few of your answers already, and you've all getting the answers right, obviously, because they were designed with you in mind. But the other two, the name of my dog, I think people will be able to find that one pretty easily. You lot are blatantly going to know it. It doesn't matter if you spell it wrong, because it's a bit of a weird spelling anyway. But the other one, the other question, I did have a giggle to myself. God, that was rubbish. Although I like the time, the 021021, that's satisfying at least. Right, the other question, which, if you haven't seen it yet, the question is, which ex-member of K74 is... hang on, let me collect my reward and then press this button so it can be loaded. Trolls the weekly rivals events in silly cars and still manages to beat me. So yeah, it's what is this person's name? And obviously you lot all know it, but that's going to be something that isn't that easy to dig straight out of my channel. They're going to be able to get it if they have a look. They'll probably have to watch one or two videos to be able to find the information, but it's not just jump in there and find it straight away, is it? So yeah, I really thought that would be a nice thing to ask, to give you lot a little bit of an unfair advantage over the people that are just stumbling into my channel because they've searched for, I want a free Xbox or whatever. You know, it just seems more fair. I mean, I can't give you like an unfair advantage that isn't available to everyone. I'm not allowed to do that. There's very strict rules about giving stuff away. I can't fudge the results or give you, like 1,000 entries each or something. Well, I could give you 1,000 entries each if I give other people the opportunity to get them as well. But anyway, you can't be cheeky with it. But I think I've pushed the limits of my cheekiness with that question. But yeah, I was quite pleased that I was able to put something on there which meant you lot would most certainly know the answer to it. But other people, if they really, really want the answer, they can find it. But the people who are a bit lazy, just go around entering every single competition on the internet, just to be in it to win it kind of attitude of entering everything that's available, those people are not going to trawl through my videos looking for someone's name on an obscure reference like that, are they? So you will definitely get a reasonably decent advantage, tipping the scales in your favour over those people. So that was my plan. So I hope it works. I really do. I really hope one of you guys win it. That'd be awesome. But we just have to wait and see. It is completely random, so we've got to wait and see. You haven't won anything yet. What are you playing at? Try harder. Answer the questions with more determination. But yeah, it'll be nice when someone from the club wins something. I hope it's something good and something big. I mean, the DLC for Fortune Island really weren't that exciting, but if you win one of you lot win the actual Xbox, or like an expensive, decent game that you've been looking forward to, that'd be good. That'd make me happy. So yeah, I hope that happens, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, And then the other day when I did the results for the Fortune Island thing where usernames are stupid one, that was a lot of fun. It's nice to do that. I really would prefer to do these videos live, but the streaming with my camera, it doesn't work with my capture card on my Xbox. It's supposed to work, it just doesn't do it. I don't know why. But the streaming when I'm capturing my screen, that uses a completely different system, and I'm really impressed with it. It works really well. Now when we did it, and a few of you were in the comments and stuff, when I first uploaded the video and there were no comments there, I thought, oh, that's a shame that we've missed out on the comments. But it takes YouTube a bloody long time to process that. So the video is available as just the video, and then it takes them like 10 hours or something stupid, to actually process all the comments part. But once it's done, whenever you watch that video, they all appear as well. So that is brilliant. I'm really happy with that. And for the rest of the competitions, I'm going to stick with that format of doing it live and doing that thing where we press the button, it comes out with the person's name. I mean, the new system I've got works a little bit differently, so I kind of have to export everything to a spreadsheet, and then I have to extract everyone's bloody YouTube name and put them all into the extra entries box. But it works, it's a doable thing, so it just takes me a little bit of work. But it does mean that I can do them completely live, which is what I want. I definitely don't want, pick the winner and then just announce it. I want you lot to see it when I pick it. That's much better. And obviously when I do it like that and people can be on the chat and they can go to the website that I'm using and stuff, it's much more obvious that you're genuine. What's going on? Why am I getting worse and worse? Right, let's have a real good focus one here. Let's stop nattering about bollocks and have a good focus. See what we can do. Man, I've got itchy feet. I'm wondering what game to pick next. I'll try and pick one that ain't going to be free on Game Pass. Like Halo. That was a stupid decision, wasn't it? What was I thinking? I just got a bit excited. I was thinking, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then this little voice in my head said, Game Pass? Steve, Game Pass. People will get that for free anyway. Stupid. I'll tell you what I'm definitely going to put on there, because my channel really gets a lot of people for this game. It really does. Sims 5, when that comes out. I think it's going to be a really long time before it comes out. Might even have been cancelled. But I know that the people who watch these videos don't really play it, but I have got a huge percentage of the people that are subscribed to my channel are subscribed for my Sims videos, where I've got a few cheats and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely going to put a giveaway up for Sims 5 if it looks like it's going to actually be made, definitely. Because that's not going to be on Game Pass, because it's an EA game. It'll be on EA Access for a little bit of a discount, but that's all. So yeah, I'm definitely going to put that on there. That will be a very popular game when it's like, bollocks. Trading paint. I traded a bit of paint for a yellow bloody explanation mark on my lap time. That was not a good deal. I'm not going to do many more laps. I'm properly struggling with this. And it's street scene as well, and Daz knows that everyone hates street scene. Although after last week's cross country, this is a lot better than that. That was hideous. Bouncing down that, that mountain has got one of the most beautiful roads in the entire game, and we decided to bounce down it like a fucking kangaroo instead of driving down that lovely piece of winding tarmac. It was such a waste of that bit of land, the way that cross-country course went down that hill. It really was. For those of you that don't, well, you're not going to know, I don't think, although you might have left it in the comments, but it might have only been in the comments that I could see. But the guy that won Fortune Island DLC, usernames are stupid, the weekend before, he almost bought it, because the expansion stuff was in the shop for a bit cheaper, and he went to buy it, and then something sort of got him to hold off. You know when you go to do something and something says, no, don't do that. And he listened to his intuition, he didn't do it, and then he was picked as the winner for the DLC. Isn't that awesome? So he wanted it, which was really good, I thought. So yeah, it was someone who actually wanted. It weren't someone who had just gone, oh yeah, winning something, that would be good, I'll just enter it, whatever it is. What's that game? Forza what? It wasn't that situation. It was someone who actually was going to buy it, just a few days ago. So I was really quite chuffed that when he said that, and it went to someone that obviously will have really appreciated winning, simply because it was something that they definitely wanted to have. So yeah, it was pretty good. because I can't imagine there were many people that were very, very excited about, some DLC for this game. But I do think, when it's a game that's on Game Pass, a lot of people will have it that wouldn't have paid for the game or for any expansions. So I thought, because of that, it's probably a little bit more desirable than most DLC content. I thought that was a car then. Most expansions and things probably aren't quite so exciting, because a lot of people will definitely have downloaded this game for free and not purchased anything. So yeah, that's going to be quite a big market. Any game that's on Game Pass is going to get played by loads more people than ones that you have to actually buy, and a lot of those people are not going to buy anything. They're already paying for Game Pass, so that's enough. Yeah, I was quite pleased about it. Why am I going so slow? There's no way I'm going to shave off any more time, is there? I'm not going to be within 20 seconds of him, and this car's going to hit me! Bollocks. Oh, damn you. Oh, I've got into the map. Right, let's have another crack at it then. I've got to think some more questions for future competitions. I was thinking I could say, which are my two favourite makes of car? Right, you lot would know that straight away. Alfa Romeo and Maserati. You'd know it immediately. Or, what car would I love to buy in real life if I had the money? What car would I love to buy? I bet a lot of you do know. The Gran Turismo. I'd very much like that car. I mean, who wouldn't? But yeah. Although, to be honest, the car that I always wanted to buy was an Atom, but they're not that practical. A Gran Turismo is a little bit more practical, and Maseratis are beautiful cars. I like the badge. Where I used to live, there was a guy who had a Maserati just up the street, and I used to walk past it quite often. And the grille and the badge and everything is just very beautiful. They are such nice cars. Maserati, the Maserati Gran Turismo, or the Aston Martin Vantage or the DB9, they are my sort of dream cars. When you see them best of the best competitions in the airport, and they're always like, win this car. And if you chat to them, you can actually have any car you want, pretty much, within reason. You don't have to have the one that's on the stand. If you say, I went up to a guy and I said, I really want an Atom, but you never do one of them. And he goes, if you win, we'll just give you an Atom instead then. So what, I can swap it? I was like, yeah. So yeah, he was really quite chilled about it. So I entered and I didn't win. But yeah, he said that they would do that. So if I did win a best of the best, I would probably go for the Aston Martin Vantage or DB9 or the Maserati Gran Turismo, unless I could have something that was stupid expensive. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's like they have like Lamborghinis and shit like that, don't they? Like a Gallardo or something. I don't think I'd feel comfortable with something like that. I was talking to a chap who is really, really wealthy. He does a lot of internet marketing stuff, and I met him at a seminar, and it was at the O2. He was one of the people on stage at the O2, and I was chatting to him. And actually, I've got a funny story about this guy that I'll tell you in a minute. I've just reminded myself. And I was chatting to him, and he was talking about his Porsche. He always said he wanted a yellow Porsche 911. And when he got quite wealthy through internet marketing, he went and bought one. And he said he was too embarrassed to drive it. So everyone was always looking at him driving around the state, and he said he felt like it was just like peacocking sort of thing. It felt ridiculous. And in the end, he just got rid of it and got a sensible car because he was fed up with people looking at him. And I think I'd feel like that if I did buy something like a top spec Lamborghini. Not that you can get a bottom spec Lamborghini, but you know what I mean. It's like a Maserati Gran Turismo it doesn't stick out like you know what I'm saying. Some cars are a little bit garish, aren't they? That's the difference. A car that Mark Hammond had picked to drive would usually be a car that makes you look a bit of an idiot when you drive it, even though it's a beautiful car to drive when you get to the track day, compared to what the other two guys would drive. That's kind of the way I think about it. But anyway, this dude, he was on stage and he's got like a tribute band to Coldplay, and he was at the O2. The O2 was completely full, so what's that, about 5,000 people or something? But it's a business seminar, so we're all there for business. And I was sat in the middle, near the front, probably about 5 or 6 rows back from the front, no, a bit more than that, probably about 10 rows back from the front, but in the middle. on the ground floor, like, and bollocks. And he does this. They do all the business seminar, and at the end of his business presentation, the instruments all come out and all smoke and everything, and they start doing this gig covering Coldplay songs. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking around me, left and right, looking behind me and stuff, and everyone's just sat there with their notebooks and their iPads and what have you on their lap, just looking, not moving, nothing at all. And I was thinking, this must be the worst gig this guy has ever done in his life. And I felt really sorry for him. And I got up, right, I mean the O2 is pretty big and you don't realise how big it is until you do something like this. I stood up and I turned around, I was waving my hands in the air going, come on, let's get up, let's give him some support, come on, get on your feet. I was shouting and shouting and shouting, just waving my arms about, and everyone was just clutching onto their notebooks, looking at me with their eyes wide open, thinking, I'm not getting up, I'm not embarrassing myself. I was like, come on. Right, it took me a lot of effort. And then this woman about 4 rows back from me, she stood up and she joined in what I was doing. So she started waving her arms back saying, come on everybody, let's give him some support. I was like, oh fucking hell, thank God for that. And then a few people stood up and then a couple more. And then I started dancing to try and say, come on, look, I'll make myself look like an idiot. I'll dance, you can dance too. And we finally managed to get them dancing. Thankfully, I can't remember what the song was, but it was the sort of song where you sort of wave your arms backwards and forwards. So I managed to get them all doing that. And once they'd started doing that, because that's easy, anyone can do that, then the people that were stood up stayed standing up and they all started sort of dancing and stuff. So it turned into a little bit of a gig, but not many of them by any stretch of the imagination, but some of them, and that was nice. But then, I mean, I'm not very keen on Coldplay, and he started playing some of the slower songs, and I was thinking, I really want to sit back down, but I thought I can't sit back down because I've made all these people stand up. And when I say all these people, I mean of the 5,000 people in the entire O2, or however many people there are, probably spread out through the entire arena, we got about 200 people to stand up. So that's still a lot of people sitting down all around you. So if you are standing up, you stick out like a sore thumb. Now, because of my position in the middle, right at the front-ish, everyone was looking at me. Everyone could see that I was stood up having to dance, feeling a bit like a twat. And I couldn't then sit back down. I was thinking, I've had enough of this, I want to sit down. Why did I do this? But I couldn't. So when I went and spoke to him afterwards anyway, and was talking about his car and stuff, it wasn't that event, it was the year later. I saw him at a different event a year later, and I says, I'll come to see you at the O2 last year. I says, I was the guy that got all the people, I got people to dance when you were doing your set at the end. And he was like, oh, thanks for that. Because they're all just sitting there. So yeah, he was quite chuffed that I'd done it. So I was quite pleased that he actually remembered it. But it was so embarrassing, it really was. I mean, I don't mind getting up in front of people and talking and stuff like that. I used to do stage hypnosis and things, so obviously if you're doing stage hypnosis, you've got to be on a stage, haven't you, and perform. I was an MC for quite a long time and a DJ as well, so I'm no stranger to being, on a platform with a microphone. That's not a problem. But it's like, in a nightclub, that's normal, it's a nightclub, it's dark, there's music, you're a bit drunk, and all your mates are there, and that's just normal. Or you're on stage performing something, or you're in a DJ box or whatever, and it's part of the atmosphere. But when you're at a business meeting at the O2 and everyone else is just sitting down clutching on their iPads, and you're dancing like a complete and utter lunatic in the middle of the floor, you do look a bit of a twat. It weren't like a Tony Robbins event where everyone gets up and starts whooping at the screen. It was a very civilised event. That was really slow. Still 20 seconds, so I'm reasonably consistently slow. I suppose that's all right. Right, Pixel Pusher, if you're watching this, I did say I was going to tell you about my DJing, because I said that I was a DJ back in 1991. It's probably a couple of years later than that. I think I started around 92. I left school in 90, so 91 I would have been 17, 92 I would have been 18. I don't think I was DJing at 17, so probably 92. But yeah, what jungle used to be like before it completely transformed into something different about 93. I used to do jungle, happy hardcore more than anything else. I had a few indie nights a little bit later. Yeah, it's alright, I like it. I'll have a little crack in this car with this tune again. But yeah, it was kind of jungle, but really early jungle when it was very different. And happy hardcore, and I used to do a techno night as well, actually. I play Scooter. Oh bollocks! I pressed the wrong button. What am I doing out here? I want to do the Rivals. So yeah, it was. We used to have a good laugh. But I'll tell you I did say to you on the comments, the way I got started in DJing was quite an amusing story. So I'm going to share it with you. I have said this before a long time ago in my comments on comments. So some people will already know this, but I'll share it anyway for those that have never heard it. When I went to uni, so it would have been 18 because I was going to uni. It was in Norwich, and Reservoir run. Right, before I went to uni, ages of 16, 17 sort of age, me and my mate, AD, we used to just try and mix in the bedroom. And he'd do some mixing, I'd do some MCing over the top of him. We'd make tapes doing that. So we used to do that quite a lot. It was a really good laugh. I think most people do that at that age. And then when we got up to uni, back then in 1992, you didn't have loans. You had a student grant, which basically means they just give you a shitload of money every term that you immediately spend on whatever you like on the first day, and then you don't have any food for ages, and you have to rely on your parents. But my grant check was £580 a term. So on the very first day of term, me and Adi both got £580, and we immediately bought 2 Technics 1210s, a mixer, a smoke machine, a Melody Light on a tripod and thing, and a shitload of records. And we started DJing in me, Adi, and a guy called James. We all shared a house. So me and Adi were DJing in the bedroom we'd set up as a little DJ box, and we're both having a bit of a mix, and I was MCing on it. And what we've done, we've made a tape with him mixing and me MCing, but I was MCing as though we were playing at the Eclipse in Cough. Which was it the Edge at the time? I think it was the Eclipse. It used to be the Eclipse, and it changed its name to the Edge on Lower Ford Street in Cov. Anyway, I was MCing like that's the venue we was at, so we did it as though it was a live gig, and then we went up to Hyperbolic in Norwich, which was a bit like the northern equivalent, well not north, the Norfolk area equivalent of how Hautescouwer was down south. So we went up to the guys that run Hyperbolic and we said, we're from the Midlands, so we normally play at the Eclipse and we're interested in DJing up here. We'd never DJed anywhere at all, ever in our lives, apart from the bedroom, that was it. And, let's restart. And we gave him this tape and we said, yeah, this is from our night at the Eclipse, like, have a listen, let us know what you think. And he listened to the tape, and then he got back to us and he says, yeah, no worries lads, because we'll have you on. And this is what you reminded me of when you said you got any flyers from back in the day, right? He says, no problem mate, we'll get you on a gig. And we went to the record shop and we were on the flyer. I was like, oh my god, we're on a flyer. It was just unbelievable. We'd never DJed anywhere. And we got to the gig. It was at the Speedway Stadium in Kings Lynn. It was a big gig, and it was, I can't, it must have been 92, 93. Lisa Lashes was there. I can't remember what other DJs were on, but Bomb Scare by Two Bad Mice had pretty much just got massive. So we opened our set with Bomb Scare. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you're going to know what that track is and what it sounds like at the beginning, the bass and stuff. I'm tingling now just thinking about it, but it was just absolutely incredible. This massive venue in Kings Lynn, loads of ravers and famous DJs that we'd admired. I mean, who doesn't admire Lisa Lashes? But yeah, DJs that we'd admired for quite a while whilst we were just messing around in our bedroom with a couple of, I mean, at the time we didn't even have proper decks or anything. We only got the decks when we got the grant check, and when we got the grant we just bought 2 1210s and a load of equipment, and that's how it all started. So yeah, the very, very first gig we ever did was that at the Speedway Stadium. And after that, we DJ'd in various nightclubs and pubs over several years. I must have been DJing for at least 10 years, probably 15. But I had residency in a lot of different nightclubs around the Midlands, like Carve, Wolverhampton, then Eton and Atherstone, all of those places. Various different pubs and nightclubs doing various different sets, but most of the time, bollocks, I'm doing shit. Right, most of the time it was happy hardcore in the early days. Well, it was jungle to begin with, then happy hardcore, and various different rave things. A little bit of garage and house, mostly in Atherstone, because Atherstone seems to love garage and house, they really do. But then I did like a techno night that was just all European stuff. And then I had a couple of clubs, 007s. I did a couple of indie nights. I did a Thursday night indie night and a Sunday night indie night. And then I was DJing at that club on Thursday and Sunday. And my mate Steve, who I do talk about quite a lot, he's still a DJ. He's on Kick FM as Booper. If you want to check him out, he's really fucking good. If you go on Kick FM and look for Booper, that's my mate. But he was DJing there as well. He had the Saturday night one. And we both have the same name, both called Steve. And the barmaid at the time was engaged to somebody, but I was dating her and I didn't know she was engaged to somebody. And the guy she was engaged to found out. Someone says, hey, you know, your missus is seeing this DJ Steve down at 007's, and he come down with all his mates to kick off and beat me up, but it was on a Saturday night, and the DJ on a Saturday night was my mate Steve, and he got in a little bit of a kerfuffle, to say the least. But yeah, there were glasses broken and thrown, and bouncers got involved, and I felt really sorry for my mate because it was nothing at all to do with him. He just happened to also be a DJ in the same nightclub with the same name. He had the Saturday night slot, I had Thursdays and Sundays at the time, and the guy went down on a Saturday night, so got himself in a bit of trouble. But when we used to live up in Norwich, and we used to DJ up there, we used to go to a club that was I was paying attention to the door, right, not the door on my car, the door of this room. Carol was mooching about and I was going to see if she was going to come in, if I needed to pause. We used to go over to Yarmouth quite often, and there was a nightclub there right on the seafront called Tiffany's. We didn't do this, but we really wanted to do it. Right, the nightclub is called Tiffany's, and on the outside of the building was all these massive letters. Oh, I started too slow. All these massive letters that you could detach from the building if you climbed up the side of it with an adjustable wrench. So what we always wanted to do was to take the S from the end of Tiffany's and move it to the beginning, because that spells something entirely different, which amused us greatly, but we never had the guts to do it. But we had a slot up there as well. There was AD was DJing up there. I used to MC for him in Yarmouth, not Tiffany's, but another club up there. I can't remember what it was called. But the guy that DJed before us, he played such bloody horrible music that we used to turn up at the club. I used to take my headphones and I'd just be dancing to my own music with my headphones on while we was waiting for our set. I mean, he played a lot of like R. Kelly and all that sort of stuff, which I really, really didn't like at the time. I was into my hardcore rave at the time, so yeah, he used to do all that, and then we were on the set after him, and he had like a soul and swing set, and then we came on afterwards with like a happy hardcore and rave and techno and what have you, all the music that makes people sweat. I am doing shit at this. So there you go, Pixel Pusher. That's your question answered that you said in the comments. I said I'd tell you what it was all about, so I hope you watch this video now. I did add you on my friends so that I could see your time on Rivals, but you ain't done this one yet. Probably because it's street scene and nobody likes street scene. Right, last chance. I'm going to focus now and we'll get a good lap. And if it's not a really good one, I might do another couple, but I'm going to stay focused and do some proper driving and see what we can do. Oh, we're not doing very well, and there's a car there. But I'm definitely going to go for my best time this time. As long as there's no traffic that I'll crash into, this is going to be the one that goes on the board, okay? I'm getting all serious. Oh shit. Yeah, if you're into, well, pretty much if you're into any type of dance music, really, do check out my mate on Kick FM. Kick, KICK.FM. His name's Booper. I think he does Tuesdays or Thursday nights, one or the other, I can't remember, but it tells you the schedule on there anyway. But yeah, he is bloody good. He's one of my best mates. So it was. I mean, AD was a DJing buddy back in the really, really early days, but we kind of split ways. We went to university together. I was a stage hypnotist at the time, and he was a magician. He used to teach in the Magic Circle in Cov. So we used to do like cabaret shows and things. We used to do children's parties. I used to do juggling and fire breathing, stilt walking, all that sort of nonsense. And then a bit later I moved into doing the hypnosis and doing stage hypnosis shows. And AD used to do like a magician cabaret show. So yeah, we did that for quite a while, and then we kind of were DJing at the same time, so it was quite a useful thing to do because it gave us a lot of contacts in the industry, like a lot of nightclub owners and stuff, for us to be able to do various different shows because we got residency, DJing various places. Oh, that's so bad. But then, we kind of lost touch with each other a little bit, really. And then I was working, and Cully, who is Booper, who is Steve, everyone calls him Cully, he came and worked at the place I was working with, and we became mates. And at the time, he really looked up to Adi because he was quite young. I think when I met him, he was probably only about 16 or something. He's probably 2 or 3 years younger than me. But he was really looking up to what me and Adi were doing because we were actually DJing, and he was wanting to do that. But Cully is way beyond what me and Adi ever were. He's a phenomenal DJ, he really is. So I started then doing working the scene with Cully quite a lot, and then he's the guy that then got a lot of aggro because he's got the same name as me, and got into a bit of trouble when some dude thought his fiancée was cheating with Steve the DJ, which was correct. I had no idea. I didn't know she was seeing anybody at all. But obviously, if she was seeing me at the same time, then she weren't happy, was she? You're not going to be engaged to someone and then go and start seeing someone else. She was the barmaid at the place where I was a DJ. And I didn't know that she liked me. I felt really bad because I was single, and there were some girls that used to come up to my my set that I liked. So I used to say to her, look after the decks for a bit, I'm going to go and dance with the girls. I'd go on the dance floor and dance with whatever girl that I was into at the time, and she'd be looking after the decks, making sure that continued playing music and stuff. And I had no idea the entire time that she had a crush on me. So that was a bit weird. That's slightly better, isn't it? Let's give it one more crack, at least one more. But she was the head barmaid, but the actual manager of the nightclub and the owner, they were never ever there, so they just used to leave her in charge. She was good friends with the manager and owner, so they just used to leave her in charge. So it just used to be me, her, Cully, and a couple of our other DJ mates that basically ran the club. It was a really good laugh. It was such good years, and that went on for quite a long time as well. We were doing that for probably about 5 or 6 years. Oh, I've pressed the wrong fucking button. I'm useless at this menu system. Well, I'm going to do one more, guys, and then that's it. But, that was a very good time. It's not even a nightclub anymore now. It's a Chinese, it's a Winhua House Chinese buffet restaurant now. And it's mad when you go. I go there with my family sometimes when I visit England to go and eat. It's a popular place to go. And it's so weird, the memories that I've got from inside that building. And it's like, it's completely changed. It's been refurbished entirely. But obviously I know, things that have happened in different places, like fights that broke out. I got my nose broken in that building. A guy hit me across the face with a bottle and broke my nose. And there's been so many things happen in that building that have been real pivotal points in my life that were quite exciting. And I sit there eating my Chinese, just looking at a corner thinking, I know what happened in that corner. Or even walk out, a lot of stuff went on the roof of the building as well, and the flat above it and stuff, and I just look at it from the outside. I'm like, that building is so important to a really special time in my life, and now it's just a Chinese restaurant. It's such a shame, but a lot of memories in there. And then the other nightclub that was really popular in Madison's, that's now a gym. But the amount of stuff that used to go on in there. The guy that I talk about quite often, Michael, the Bitcoin dude, we were all up that nightclub one time. It's a really big building. It's very, very high. And he got kicked out. And the rest of us, like a huge gang. We weren't really a gang. We were just all from the same area. And we just used to go clubbing together. So there's a lot of us, probably about 30 of us. And it got kicked out, and we were having a really, really good night. And he kept trying to get back in. He can really look after himself. And he kept trying to get back in. The bouncers were kicking him out over and over again. He got into a little bit of a fight and stuff. And then he climbed up onto the roof. This is a bloody tall building. And he climbed right up onto the roof, and he got in through an air duct on the roof, and he was crawling around all of the air conditioning ducts until he got to above the nightclub. And then he fell out of the air conditioning onto the dance floor of the nightclub. Everyone went completely mental. It was like, Butler! It's like, you've got back in. Everyone just went nuts until the bouncers went crazy, and obviously he got chucked out and banned. But it was just like a load of the ceiling fell down in like the air conditioning duct, and then he just appeared on the floor. It was just amazing. But yeah, that was very typical of Michael. He did stuff like that quite often. But he's actually the guy. I've got to restart. Michael's actually the reason that I am on YouTube, because all the time he used to say to me, "You got to get on YouTube, got to get on YouTube," because people will love your shit. I mean, when we used to go back to people's houses at night and I'd go rambling on telling a story about some old party I'd had or something, because you want to just share this stuff on YouTube, people will love this. I was like, oh, I don't know really. But yeah, he used to go on and on and on about me getting on here. But I didn't really start doing YouTube till after he had died. He died year before last, maybe. Yeah, he's younger than me. He had a heart attack walking up the steps to his flat. But he used to work, he was massive, like he won a lot of competitions, bodybuilding and stuff, and he was a member of loads of different gyms, and he used to go to one gym in the morning and do the whatever fitness program they had, and then he'd go to another one in midday, another one in the afternoon, and he just went round all the gyms, going from one to another all the time. And around his house it was just full of protein shakes and stuff, and it's blatantly not good for you, really not good for you, not to the extent he was doing it. But it all started a few years back. He was walking down to the shops and a couple of girls passed him. They were a bit drunk and they went, man boobs. And he looked down at himself and he was like, I've let myself go. He'd never been really big before, but he looked down at himself and he was like, yeah, they're right, I'm a bit flabby, I've let myself go, I've got boobs. And it kind of got stuck in his head a lot. He got a bit body conscious about it. So he just started working out and he just got so carried away with it. And when he started to get big, I mean, he was completely ripped and enormous. But when he started to get big, it then became a bit like a drug, and it was just moreish, and he just kept doing it and kept doing it. Then he started entering competitions and stuff, and he was winning things, and he was going to trade fair events and stuff, and he became quite well known in them circles. And I mean, that's spectacular. And then not long before he died, he got in. I call him the Bitcoin dude. He got into Bitcoins not that long before he died, but he was a genius at it. He'd just become obsessed with it, and I'd sit round his house. And he had like he got a massive, like a huge TV, but he had a couple of them, and he had all this information going up on the screens that he was watching, and it was like an idiot savant watching him work. It really was. It's like watching Rain Man, and he was just watching all these, all the new cryptocurrencies and watching the prices go and stuff, and he'd be buying different things and shuffling stuff about, and they started talking about him in the forums, and he was making an absolute fortune, like ridiculous amounts of money. But he'd send me photos of him just holding bundles and bundles of £50 notes, like, you know, I have no idea how much it would have been, but you know, like probably about 6 or 7 inches thick of just a bundle of £50 notes. He'd go, oh, this is what I made at the weekend. It was just insane. It went absolutely nuts. And he bought with cash a house, he bought himself he couldn't drive, so he only bought a motorbike, he didn't buy a car, he hadn't passed his test. But every time this corner, let's start again, let's get a good one. But his life just was becoming incredible. And then in a really short amount of time, it all ended when he had an heart attack. But it was such a shame. He lived in a flat, and he'd stayed at the flat until he bought the house, and the flat was completely full of computer rigs or graphics cards and stuff, all doing his Bitcoin mining. And he ended up, I don't know what he called them, they were like nodes or something, where people mined for him and he got percentages of it. So he just kept going up and up and up on this scale, and he got his flat was boiling hot from all the computer processing that was going on. It was just crazy. It was like something out of a film. It was just so weird. But that dude is the guy that I used to go on holiday with quite often to go kiteboarding. He got me into kiteboarding originally, so when I stopped skateboarding and got into snowboarding and kiteboarding, he flies kites. He had a buggy and a board and stuff. He flies some quite big kites as well. But yeah, he got me into that. So we Cleethorpes Beach and also Blackpool Beach and a couple of others around England. We used to go around there doing kiteboarding together. It was pretty damned awesome, actually. In fact, he's the only person in my life that I've ever been on holiday with, just two people, where it hasn't been your partner. I mean, I've been on holiday with ex-partners before, and then friends with their partners, and all gone snowboarding or something. But Michael was the only person where it was ever just me and him. And he's also, our back gardens backed onto each other when we were kids. So our parents knew each other. He was a little bit younger than me, but we were friends from a really, really early age because of that. And when he died, I was thinking, that's the only person I know from before the age of 16 that I am still friends with. It's like everyone that I knew before the age of 16, apart from Michael, I just don't know him anymore. And I mean, aside of him, it'd be Cully, and I met Cully when I was about 18 and he was about 16, but everyone else before that age, all the people from school, all the people from technical college, art school and everything, I don't know any of those people anymore, really. Now, one or two of them I've got on my Facebook friends, but I've never spoken to them. They just added me and I said yes, and then it's like, oh, how are you doing? Oh, great. How are you? Yeah, fine. That's it. Never spoke again. But yeah, I'm not friends with any of the people from before the age of about 16, 17, which is crazy, really, apart from Michael, and then he passed away. And then the only other person that comes from anywhere near that kind of era is Cully. Right, one last one, and we're going to really focus. And this is it. Last one. 45 minutes on a street scene is just painful. No more. But I've got to focus, and I've got to get under 10 seconds. So we've got to really try with this. We've got to flow. We've got to use them brakes. Let's see what we can do. For God's sake. I hate the traffic on street scene, it's so annoying. Oh, we're not focused. Come on, focus. Focus and drive smooth and slowly around these corners. Keep your wheels going forwards. No squealing permitted. Come on, come on, come on. Well, look how wide he goes there. I've never seen that before. I've never been this. Oh, bollocks. Oh, no. That's messed it up completely. I was doing so well. I weren't doing well, but I was staying with him. I was blatantly doing the best I've done so far, and I've totally messed up that corner. I should have looked at the mini-map and realised what was coming, because that was a really nasty little corner, and I wasn't prepared for it. Really wasn't. So yeah, I should have paid more attention. I mean, by now I should know the track a little bit better, shouldn't I? But I haven't really been that focused. Let's be honest. This is the corner I always mess up as well. I've messed it up again. Right, I'm going to restart, and we're going to have... this is definitely the last one. And we'll see how we can do. Right, we are almost 50 minutes into a rivals video, so I feel like, without giving away answers to competitions, I can quite easily say JD Fat ain't done this one yet, so we don't get to see what silly vehicle he's driving in. He's not on the leaderboards, so there you go. Congratulations to anyone who's dug through the video trying to find out the answer to a question that I've just revealed. You'll be rewinding it now and trying to listen to it carefully. What was his name? But no, I don't think any people that have stumbled into my videos are going to be digging into one this deeply, for sure. But obviously you guys get the unfair advantage because you know this stuff. But yeah, unfortunately he hasn't done it. I always look forward to seeing what car he's in, but this time he ain't done it yet. And he didn't do the last one, he's getting a bit lazy. But the last one was so hideous, I don't blame you at all. And this is a street scene, and we know that nobody likes street scenes. I'm going to get a good one this time. Looks like the forest is on fire, don't it, when you see that red smoke. Right, this is the corner where I didn't slow down enough, so let's make sure we get it. Nice and wide though, so that we can turn back in. Not that bloody wide. Well, that was awful, but that's probably the best I've gone round there in all this time. So I'm going to stick with it. I do think this is going to be my best lap. It's still really, really not good. I could most certainly do a lot better than I'm doing. But I'm going to continue to the end and call it a day on this one. I'm going to eat some food. I'm starving. Got a big corner coming up. Make sure you're ready. Well, that's definitely the best I've got round there, but still terrible. Not a bad line, I slowed down too much, but a hell of a lot better line than I've done before. So there is a lot of opportunity for make-up time on this, isn't there? I mean, I must be well ahead of what I have been previously, because I've been doing really, really bad, but I'm still doing awful. And there's so much opportunity to save time on this. I might have to come back in and do this one again, because I absolutely know I could take loads of time off my current lap. It's really long as well. You make mistakes on every corner when you got a race this long, and that's a huge amount of time that you're putting on. So yeah, I think I might come back and have another crack at this one. What is that Peel Trident? Is it a DLC car or what? I don't know what it is. I might have a little look at that then. See what, oh no, bollocks! Oh. Right, one last time. What? Oh, that was so close to the end. We're keeping it under an hour. This is the last lap. But it's got to be a lap. I've got to get to the end. Super focus. Resting my teeth on the steering wheel, that's probably not a good idea, is it? Probably not the wisest position to be sitting in. And my niece and nephew come round yesterday, and can you remember when I did them demo games, and there was that one where you could be like a load of little cakes, you could choose to be a French fancy and you had to beat each other up and collect all the sweets? They were playing that all day. Now, they're only 2 and 5. I was quite impressed that the 2-year-old, I mean, they haven't got a console or anything at their house, so all they've got is sometimes they have a go on this one, but they really don't know what they're doing. But they both did all right. They both sort of got the hang of it a little bit. The computer, it was them two and the computer. The computer won every single time, but they did reasonably okay. So, yeah, it was quite good. That game it is perfect for little kids. It really is. Everything's really cute on it. It's quite easy. You just run around, and there's only one button to fight, and you just run about. The picking things up and throwing them is a little bit more complicated, because you have to hold down the button and aim. So they didn't bother doing that at all. Most of it just run about picking up sweets, and the computer just kept beating them both up. So they dropped all their sweets, and the computer kept winning. But yeah, it was nice for them to be able to play on something, because it's very unusual for you to find a game that a 2-year-old would be able to play. That's really unusual. So I was quite chuffed about it. And then they also had a crack on Forza Motorsport 7 as well. So just going around Daytona. And just while he sat on his dad's lap, so his dad was doing the pedals and he was doing the steering, like just driving around, but I had to have the force feedback completely turned off. You can't have a 2-year-old steering on a steering wheel with force feedback, can you? So that was all turned off, but he didn't do really that badly. I was saying to his dad as well, I bet that if you just play quite a few of these driving games a bit when you're really young, you'll pass your driving test so much more quickly, because it's just, you're learning a skill which is very similar to the real world skill. I mean, I know there's adjustments to be made and stuff, but it would make a huge amount of difference in the amount of lessons you need if you become an accomplished driver, on a console, especially if it's, using gears and a clutch, which obviously he wasn't, but he's only 2. But yeah, if you were using gears and a clutch and stuff when you're a kid, and then you get up to the age where you start taking your driving lessons and that, you'll have a massive advantage. And driving lessons are expensive, so it's a really good investment for a parent to buy their kids a console and some car racing game. I suppose exactly the same things happens if you play Call of Duty a lot and then you join the army. You'll be much better at shooting people. I'm rubbish at first-person shooters. If I got drafted up in the army, I'd be screwed. Absolutely screwed. Although, to be honest, that shot that I did on Sniper Elite, where I hit that guy in the balls, yeah, if I could do that, that'd be incredible. If you ain't watched it, dig it out on my channel. It's only like a 40-second long video or something. But I did this really, really long shot, and I hit this guy in the balls, but actually go straight through both his balls with the thingy bob camera. That's about as good as I'm going to get. It was an amazing shot, but it got flagged as inappropriate. So yeah, that video says not available for monetization, inappropriate content. It's me shooting someone in the balls. But it's such a good shot. You can't even see the man. Even on full max zoom, you can barely see anybody. But it was so satisfying. It really was. But yeah, have a look for it. Sniper Elite 4. It's the only video I've uploaded on Sniper Elite 4. I think it is anyway. But yeah, that was such a satisfying shot. Right, I am last on the leaderboard by quite some distance, and I'm not going to get any better. That's it. That's me done. I mean, I could. There's loads of room for improvement if I tried harder. But it's not that enjoyable compared to just going round and round and round and round. 15 seconds off the person that was previously last. That's so bad. Right, I'll say no, and I'll pick up. I know I've got a gift of a couple of super wheel spins, so I'll pick them up and we'll see what we get out of those before I shut this down. And we'll squeeze it in just under an hour. There we go. I hope you guys in the club have put yourselves down for the Project Cars 3 giveaway. It'd be nice to give it one of you guys, and that's ending pretty soon as well, isn't it? It's only like a week away or something, but it does look bloody good, that game does. It really does. I had no idea it was coming out until a couple of weeks ago, and when I heard about it, I didn't expect it to be just round the corner. I thought it'd be a long way off, but yeah, it looks really nice. Right, where am I looking? It's in the Horizon Life, isn't it? The message centre. It's in here, the gifts. I know it doesn't say I've got any, but I saw there was one. I thought I'll have that later. So it's just 2 super spins. Well, that's not very super, is it? There's no decent. Well, there's one decent car. Oh, look at that Shelby. I've got it already, but that would have been. It still would have been nice. I've also got. So talking about Shelbys, I've also got what you call it, Peaky Blinders. On pre-order, so that comes out in a couple of days as well. Come on, give us a good one for the end of the video. A horrible car and 10 grand. I'll definitely want the money. There we go, guys. Have fun on the street scene. I'm sure you'll be able to beat me. So yeah, I'm doing absolutely terrible. But if you don't want the torture of street scene, then you'll just have to wait for the entire week until Daz picks the next one. I don't know what. I don't know. He says there's not such an order. He just wings it. But I think you do rotate through something, don't you? You do go like cross country, street. I don't know, road, dirt, or something. There is some kind of method to your madness, but which forces us all to do 2 races every now and again that none of us like. But we want to saturate all of the leaderboards with K74 members, don't we? So we're doing all right on quite a few of them. Quite often you get in there and it's quite high. Right, I want to find out what that peel is. So I don't know what it is. So all I'm going to do is go to the auction house and see if there's one for sale. You lot are probably saying, it ain't in the auction house. Cars, that's the tab I want. I think it's probably a what you call it, some DLC. Something else as well, which is really, really annoying me about this game. I keep going into a house in mainland, so it sets it as my home, but every single time I boot up the game, I'm in Legoland. Every time. And every time it boots up, I'm like, I bet I'm in Legoland again. And then I'll teleport to the mainland Britain, and I'll go to a house. I don't know why it's not remembering this. It's constantly putting me back in Legoland. It's really annoying. What am I looking for? Right, we'll have a look at the auction house for this Peel Trident. I don't know what it is. I thought, I was thinking of the BMW iSetta. That's what I was thinking of. And I thought, oh yeah, I've got one of those. It's on Nest 2 class, but that's that car. What am I looking for? I don't want to buy this. What's going on? Right, auction house. Ah, I see why, because I was supposed to go to this tab. Right, so we want the Peel iSetta. P for Peel. Oh, there it is. How many of them are... Oh, the Peel Trident, that's what we want. Ah, the P50, that's the one I've got. So yeah, I've got the P50, so I don't know what the Trident is, but there are some. Oh, it is this. It's like the Jetsons type thing. It is what I thought it was. Oh, look at that. So this is what everybody is driving around that track to get the world record times. What's so good about this? Why would anyone even choose this car? Look at that one, like a little burger. It's the Krabby Patty. Brilliant. I'm a big fan of SpongeBob. Here he's not called SpongeBob SquarePants, he's called Bob Esponga, which means Bob the Sponge. But yeah, they don't say SquarePants. I don't know why. I don't know whether they would think that was wrong. But yeah, it is like a little Jetsons thing. I like the little police one. I think I'm just going to have this. And then I can put whatever tune on it, but I get to have that livery on it, don't I? The camo one's not bad either. Well, I'm having this. I wasn't expecting these to be in here like super cheap like this. I honestly thought it'd be a DLC thing. Look at that beautiful car. It's not the one that Clarkson drags into the studio, is it, when he's in the lift with Fiona Bruce? Or is it? I'll just buy it. Oh, it is a car pack thing. I'm not buying a car. I know this sounds really tight, but I can't justify spending this much money on just a graphic in a game. I just can't. If I can't, it doesn't matter how cheap or expensive something is. If I can't justify it in my head, I can't do it. And that's one of these situations where I'm just thinking, it's not right. It's not right. I'll spend money on an expansion pack where you've got all sorts of stuff, but this is just, it's just like a little graphic of one car. But obviously it's the car that you buy for that particular race. It does look nice. It's not this one, is it, with Fiona Bruce? It's the other one. The either the Isetter or the P50 maybe, I think. I wonder what the tune spec thing is. I might end up buying it. I'm not going to do it now because then I'll have my bloody email address and stuff on my video, won't I? Not that that really matters. My email address is all over the internet anyway. I don't know why it even bothers me. But it is the one that's connected to my PayPal account, which I suppose is a little bit more important than just a random email address because I have thousands of them. But yeah, it would be bloody annoying if someone you didn't want to get that information got it and tried to do something with it. I'd have to change things. But I don't think anybody who would do that sort of stuff would watch this video. So I don't see it as an issue, really. But I'm not going to buy it now, but I might buy it in the future. I just find it so hard to justify these car packs when you get such a little amount. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's hundreds and hundreds of cars in the game. I'm probably never going to use the ones from this pack. And all it is, really, is some slightly different graphics on a car that probably drives very similar to many others that are in the game. That's what I'm always thinking. And for that reason, I find it so hard to justify. Look at the way the wheel's attached. That's amazing. With that bent bar. Oh, it does look like a lot of fun. I probably will buy it. We'll see. We'll see. Right, good luck on the competitions, guys. Good luck on the rivals. Good luck on life in general. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.